Extensions. This is the second video about extensions. We're going to talk about forward extensions or sharp extensions. I generally speak of a flat extension or a backward extension as meaning when your hand stays put and your first finger stretches back, and a forward or sharp extension as meaning my first finger stays put and the rest of my hand reaches forward. If you haven't looked at extension number 1, which is called flat extensions, please go look at it now because we're going to talk about some shapes from there. As you recall, our main shape that we're dealing with in an extension is this shape where our first finger is straightened or straight and pointing back, with the elbow helping send that first finger back. Same kinds of things are going to happen with the sharp extensions, except it's much harder to get into them. The first thing we're going to do is something that's not written down on the sheet. Just hang on to your first finger and take the rest of your hand away from it. My thumb is touching my second and or third finger, and I'm just swinging that part of my hand away from my thumb because this is literally the shape and the motion that you're going to make when you're doing the sharp extensions. Remember when we did the flat ones, we talked about hand shape, bent first finger, straight first finger. We talked about that. So it's the same thing. My first finger's bent, my first finger's straight, but I get there by having the rest of my hand move away from my first finger. One of the advantages to actually practicing this is that you get the coordination of having your thumb be a unit with the rest of your hand, particularly with your second finger. And so this is a great thing to practice also, where you're just making a circle with your thumb and your second finger and just going back and forth, hanging onto your first finger. It's easier to do if you actually hold your first finger so it doesn't go anywhere. And you'll notice that my thumb is absolutely 100% of the time coordinated with my second finger. We want them to move together. Okay, so then on the sheet, we have silent exercise number 1. So you're going to start with your fingers in a normal first position. It doesn't matter if it's in tune. You just stick your hand on the cello. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your normal spacing. You can check your notes if you want. My thumb is underneath my middle of my hand. And I'm going to hold onto my first finger. Everything else is really light. Thumb is light. Fingers 2, 3, 4 are light. And I'm going to slide them. This is what we just did in the air. I'm sliding them forward so that I've got this first finger straightening back, and my second finger is really far away from it, but these second, third, and fourth fingers are a unit and they are a half step away from each other. Then I come back, my thumb has moved, my thumb moves with my fingers down, and my thumb pulls back. I'm sliding, my thumb is sliding exactly at the same time as my fingers, not after it, and coming back. Slide down, come back. If you feel super coordinated with that, then you move on to exercise number 2. So this is a similar kind of a thing. We're going to do it with the bow now. So now intonation comes into play. And the idea of this is to work on how far away your second finger goes when you do this slide. So you set yourself up again. My second finger and my thumb are lined up, or maybe my thumb is going to be in the middle of my hand, so you could put all your fingers on to get your thumb in the place that's in the middle of the hand, because you definitely want to start with your thumb in the middle of the hand. And then I'm going to play first finger, second finger, and now I'm going to slide 2 and thumb. I'm still holding on to my first finger. Position, slow slide. So that is exactly the same thing that we just worked on with that idea, where thumb and second finger are sliding together. And this is a really great way for you to work on if your second finger is sliding far enough away from your first finger. If you're in a good position here, you shouldn't have to let go of your first finger. Get your elbow around, get your shoulder under the cello, pull your right shoulder back so that you can help with your torso get into this twist for the extension. Okay, so then the third exercise is what I call a starfish. You'll notice that that was also the name of the video. So starfish has 5 arms or legs or rays, depending on how you want to discuss it, 5 appendages. And you know, that starfish shape is very open. Generally, that's how we think of it. And so I want you to visualize that kind of idea with your left hand. So I'm going to play, maybe I'll play on the G string at this point. Okay, so you're going to start with your fourth finger on the string. Again, it doesn't really matter if you're in tune or not. Approximate. Fourth finger is on. I'm going to lift up my fourth, and as I do so, I'm going to let go of all my fingers, including my thumb. Starfish. I'm going to reach forward into the extension and plop 2, 3, 4 down where I'm hoping that they belong. And my thumb has come forward along with my hand. I've opened my hand up and I've let my thumb come down kind of where it wants to, which is going to be probably in the middle of your hand. When I come back, I lift everything up again, starfish my hand open, bend my first finger, contract my hand back to normal first positions. You're going to do that over and over. Let go of everything, starfish, reach forward. I'm climbing underneath the cello with my shoulder. I'm pulling my right shoulder back, put my fingers down, my thumb's in the middle of my hand, everybody's off, and I move back. You can decide for yourself whether you're happier sliding forward or doing the starfish. I encourage you to practice both of them. I find that the starfish idea is really great because it gets you to let go of your thumb. It's really easy to hang on to your thumb when you're trying to slide, but when you have to let go of your thumb completely, your thumb is going to go forward with the rest of your hand. So I'm really in favor of everyone practicing starfish a lot. The last exercise on the page is about the starfish shape, but now using your bow so that you can hear what you're doing. So you find yourself in first position with your fourth finger. Then you go to your first finger. I'm making sure my thumb's light and in the middle of my hand. I let go of everything. There's my starfish. My thumb's off. Reach forward. So I put everything down. I'm still holding my first finger and I'm going to check it. Still holding first. Now I'm going to check my second. Now I'm going to starfish everything off, contract. And do it again and again and again. So the idea is making sure that my second finger goes really far forward, making sure that my first finger is hanging on to that note. There's other things you can do, like here's another thing that you can do actually. I didn't think of writing that one down. If you do it real slowly, you can keep your first finger on the same pitch. It's a really kind of fun thing. It's a little challenge. Can I keep the B in tune? So I'm kind of doing this starfish idea where I'm sending my thumb forward, but what I'm working on there is my bent first finger and my straightened first finger and feeling the fingertip rotating around on the string and holding it in pitch. So I think that that's one of the elements of being able to do this kind of extension well and easily. Good luck, practice.